Welcome. Power BI just released their June 2026 update. Essentially, the world's changing. AI is coming all over the place here, and there's some game-changing stuff that's happening. Let's dive into it. I'm going to cover 9 updates from this June 2026 release. Fabric apps and skills for Fabric, both AI enabling capabilities that are changing the game here. I'm going to go through a date picker. I'm going to show a demo. Matrix auto expand. I'm going to show a demo. Scatter chart Autofit demo. Bar chart rounded range. I'm going to show a demo for that. Card, the hover over feature. I'm going to show that. Tooltip, sentence options, as well as the developers and API. This is a spot to get your updates. I'm out here slinging videos. If you like this channel, if it's helpful, hit my membership button. It's 99 cents. 99 cents encourages me to keep going, lets me know you enjoy this, and I'll keep making stuff. So let's dive into it. This video is also brought by DataCamp, and I'll talk about them here in a bit too. So let's dive in. Let's go. All right, we're inside Power BI Desktop, June 2026. Make sure you download the recent update. This file, it's available to you as well in the description. You can go download this. There's a data model. Everything's set up for you. I'm going to include links in the description of the video, so check that out, as well as a deal to DataCamp. Hit that up. I'll talk about that in a bit too, but let's dive in. So again, the first 2 updates, these are going to be in form. They're big updates. Essentially with Microsoft Build, they released Fabric apps. You've probably seen this potentially around the internet, but another AI capability, AI first way to build custom web pages, build everything off a semantic model. It's a big update. Check out the link. There's a lot there with it. Too much to cover in this update video. Skills for Fabric. This is essentially enabling us to let AI build stuff for us now. It really is changing. The world's changing here. So this is going to be, a complete canvas build through everything. There's a GitHub repository for all these skills that you can then have AI agents just plug away and build what you want. This is going to be a whole other video that's going to show this. It's a big capability. You can check out some of my videos on Claude to get the idea. But this is just releasing a wave of new information. Skills for Fabric. Check it out. Check out the GitHub. Check out the documentation. There's a lot there. I will jump into Date Picker. But before I jump into Date Picker, I want to talk about DataCamp. They're offering a promo right now. I love DataCamp. Check this out. I've partnered up with DataCamp on this update. I love their program and I highly recommend it. What we're doing here is great, but if you want to get something way more structured where you can actually practice as you go, DataCamp is the best next step. They have a Power BI fundamentals track that walks you through everything step by step. Connecting to data, cleaning and transforming it, building interactive dashboards, pretty much everything we do here in the videos, but it's hands-on directly in your browser, highly structured, tons of lessons. That's really the key difference. You're not just watching, you're actually building alongside the lesson. And if you're looking to go further, they also have a data analyst and Power BI track. That's one more deeply focused on data modeling, real world business scenarios, and getting you closer to job ready skills, getting you in that market. One thing I like is that DataCamp partnered directly with Microsoft. So when you complete the track, you're going to get 50% off the official Power BI certification from Microsoft. So you're not just learning Microsoft Power BI, but you're actually earning real world credentials, building up your LinkedIn profile, getting you recognized to move into that position or elevate your career. So if you're interested, I've got links to both tracks in the comments below. Click them, open it up, check it out. All right, let's get back to this update. All right, we're back. Again, I think DataCamp is the best way to train yourself with Power BI or any other software. I just love it. But now we're back with the date picker. So let's dive into this. This will be a demo. This is a nice feature, a nice new one. What it is up here. Now when you add a slicer, say there's date ranges here, instead of having a hub scub calendar, well, you can create one. Boom. two things. You can just pick dates as you see fit, pick date ranges, all that fun stuff. You can also set up relative. So every time you open it, dates in the last X months, 2 months from today, apply. In the last 2 months from today, the 6th to the 4th, or April through June, you can see that. So how do you set this up? They're making it even easier. So what this is just a date slicer video, a date slicer. So all you do, go into your canvas here. I have a visual. It's just a slicer with the date field added. All you got to do now is go into slicer settings, boom, date picker, no filters applied. You can start picking ranges. You can do relative last months from today and get everything set up as you see fit. It's very cool. It's a better interface for interacting with date filtering than the good old fashioned bars. So check that out. Next one, Matrix Auto Expand. I'll demo this for you. It's a small little feature update. It's good to know it exists. If you want to know how to build some next level Matrix reports, check out this video. The link's in the description as well. It's going to be all about unlocking the Matrix. But what this update is you see how this is expanded? Well, if you go into the visual itself and then under column headers, there's an options for auto expand. Row headers, there's an options for auto expand. On the left-hand side, we can see this is enabled. If I click it, that's going to be enabled. And what that does is as you add new things, it's going to auto expand. So without it, you saw what it looked like before, but now I have year there. If I go into date, I go into quarter, add the quarter. Well, I have to start from the beginning actually, so take all this stuff off. So I have a matrix with column headers, the option auto expand, I didn't have it clicked. Row header, options auto expand on. So now when I add something, instead of it being nested like you just saw it happening there, go to year, add in the row, go to quarter, add in the row, auto expand. You get the idea, month abbreviation, auto expand. If you add in any other dimensions, say on the columns, gender, broken down by age, it's auto expanding automatically versus having to open that up all the time. That's how it works. The goal is to show you how these features work. Scatter chart, Autofit demo. So look at the left, look at the right. There's a subtle difference in aesthetics. Previously, this is on the left. This is the thing that they fixed by a click of a button, which I'm going to show you. If you have anything with scatter plots, they also have a ton of functionality. I have another video all about scatter plots. Check that out. It's like 40 minutes long, diving into the nuances of how to set them up correctly. Here's the new feature. Scatter plot before, it would always truncate and cut off your markers. Now that is fixed with the click of a button. So in markers, you can see that there's a new section for the shape, auto fit markers. Even if I blow this thing up, size multiplier got real big all of a sudden. Well, if I go auto fit markers, boom, shrinks it in. Thank you so much. It used to be very complicated to go into the axis and make things negative or positive. To make that happen, a simple click of the button makes it always fit. Scatter chart, auto fit, boom, next spot. This one's not working for me. So I'm curious if it's going to work for you. Let me know, but it's going to be helpful. What this update is saying is that the bar chart and column chart with a continuous axis, numerical there, it will round the range. So what I've created on the left-hand side to kind of prove this out is a bar chart that has a date, which is a continuous value, and a sales amount. This is what it looks like now. What this is showing is if I go to the x-axis, go to type, continuous, there'll be a new feature called rounded range. If I go to x-axis, continuous, logarithmic, invert range, yes, but not round range. So what I'm curious of now on the fly is how the log scale is not showing up on mine either. I wonder if I take this date off, put month on there. There you go. Look at that. Just figure it out in the moment. Does it do much? Round range is not changing much at all for me. So this is a live kind of figure out thing. I'm not a ultimate fan of it. I don't quite get what it does, but ultimately it's supposed to give you tighter gaps in the visuals. I'm not, as you can see, seeing any kind of significant change. Maybe I'm missing a setting. Play with it, let me know, but that's what it is. The goal is to show you what they're doing. It's a preview feature. Maybe it's actually generally available. So check it out. Let me know what you think. This next one, card hover demo. So the card itself is a extremely valuable visual. It's the go-to spot for KPIs. And if you want to understand how to use it in detail, I have another video about the new card visual with reference labels. It's 45 minutes, maybe an hour of how to set these things up, because there's a lot of things you can click, a lot you can do. However, the goal with this is to show this hover functionality. As you can see, my little face pops up here if I hover over, just jokingly trying to add something to show how this works. Down here, it doesn't. So to get the point of this, firstly, is that with the card visual, if I expand this, they did make an update where now this becomes a slicer. If you have a card visual, like I do have here, with a category value, so in this case, it's going to be the category of the product. And if you click it, boom, it actually filters the data. So you can see the numbers are changing, acting as a slicer, turning a card into a slicer. That's extremely cool. It's extremely valuable. It happened a few months ago. Now what they've done is to start to unlock the coolness of this, like a slicer when you can hover over it, is to enable that hover feature. But from evaluating this, if you go into it, the way that it's supposed to work is you go into image, and then under the apply settings to section, there'll be states in cards, all, or you can pick a card. Well, for this states, I'm only seeing it under image right now. It's going to be great when you can have it call out value under the card, cards, multi-card, it's missing from there. But in the demo from Microsoft and this release so far, it looks like, tell me if I'm wrong, but so far it's the image is available under or states is available under the image. And what that does is now allow you to change hover. So what I did as just a joke is pretend you do have categories, you have anything. Well, I went to hover and I said the image, and I said, put this Power BI Bro headshot in there. So now if people hover over, it's going to show it. That could be your category. That could be anything you want. You can change the exposure and the contrast, making it darker. You can edit all these things. It's very cool. Add a background, remove a background. I just totally warped the picture. But that's what it does over hover. I anticipate either the states for all the other sections are going to be coming soon with hover, as it's going to be very valuable to hover over this thing and update everything, not just the image. But that's what it is. Check it out. Hit me up with your thoughts. Tooltips. So tooltips have been around obviously since the beginning, but what this is coming out with now is an additional configuration, crafting any sentence to add the tooltip. So as an example, here's a normal visual. If I hover over this, it shows what the box looks like. Well, I made a sentence that says, hey, the sales for Xbox is this amount of money. And just, how does that work? So it's very simple. To set this up, if you go into properties, tooltips, you'll now see a section for sentence format. You can turn that on and type in a sentence. You can reference the values in the visual by putting this symbol and then referencing the actual measure or dimension that's labeled right here, and you'll start to create those labels. So there you go. You got, hey, it's showing everything we want to see. And that's the update for that. So one other final update that's going to keep happening. This one's important too. It's going to be almost a roadmap of more developer and API. This is going to keep happening significantly. We are in a year of Power BI shift. And what that looks like is that PBIXs are going to be generally just going to PBIR. What that means from actual standpoint is it's going to be enabling all the JSON, all the coding behind any file to be accessible by AI agents, by LLMs, by skills, by MCP servers. So you can see that the rollout by default pretty soon, PBAX is just going to be going away. PBRPs will be the new thing. And the reason why this is in the developer and API section is because it's going to enable a whole new world of continuous development, integration, code reviews, programmatic editing. You just think of it, it's going to be coming. So we are in a world of updates. Thank you so much. I hope you got some information from this update. As always, leave a question, a comment. Happy to chat about anything. If you have liked any of my videos over the year, hit that thank you bro button, hit donate 99 cents and help support the channel. Much appreciated. Y'all take care. Bye.